Hello. We just got back from seeing Elvis live. It was, I don't know why we're laughing, but
Elvis live.
yeah. Um, okay, so this show is American leg of the Elvis Live from Graceland Tour or sponsored by Graceland Tour. And we got to see him at the local opera house in the city. And so never having the chance to or the opportunity to be able to see Elvis live, this was
This is
pretty
as close.
amazing.
This is as close as you can get.
Yeah. It was long. It was easily a 2-hour concert.
Yes.
With an intermission, about 20-minute intermission. So it starts off with the orchestra playing, and then sort of set a mood, almost like the opening of an old theater when you watch an old movie. And I got a little worried, like, there's no Elvis singing. What's going on? But then they sort of hit you with the most recent orchestrated music CD that they have with Burnin' Love, and boy, it comes on pretty powerful. I felt sort of dragged right into the concert right away. And
But don't you think that would have happened if they would have played his normal opening?
maybe it's hard to say. I just know that the way they presented having a full orchestra and having the video screens, it pulled me in. And I think it's because they had a song that they were able to have real good close-ups on, and it just, the whole thing sort of was very effective at the beginning there. But so the first half, the first half of the entire show before the intermission happened was a little slower, and it really highlighted his vocal tracks. And it was during that we both sort of experienced some of the distractions or drawbacks of the show. So what did you feel about when you were in the first half?
I didn't like the 3 screens.
Yeah.
Why are you,
No, I'm just.
why are you frowning?
No, I'm just thinking. Yeah, there was.
I didn't like 3 screens up. I thought if it was one big one, it would be better, because it was because with something going on the front screen and then stuff going on the 2 back ones was distracting, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, they had this little tiny screen in the center, and I was sure that they were going to spread it out so you could see like a full shot, and they never did. So that was a little distracting, but I could sort of see what they were doing there. The first half felt a little clunkier. Let me just say that. I'm not trying to take away from the show. It just felt a little clunkier. I kept getting pulled into the show and then sort of pushed back out.
Moments.
It was mostly because I was still sort of fighting the urge or the preconceived notion of the music, and that was hard to break for me because I heard these songs so many times that I'm expecting the horns to come in or Ronnie Tutt's drum to come kicking in, and they just didn't do that. It was because they definitely took advantage of orchestrating the music differently. So that took some time to get used to that. But the nice part of it was they used a lot of unreleased vocal tracks that I hadn't heard. And so it was sort of spontaneous in that sense. It felt a little more lively. And so that's great.
The orchestra was fantastic.
Yeah.
The backup or the singers, not so much.
They need a little help. They need
a lot more of them, I think, or something.
Well, Elvis had quite a few backup singers, and they had 3.
Yeah, they weren't.
It really wasn't enough.
But that orchestra was great, and they had quite a few young people in it, and the piano player on the front. Fabulous.
Yep, it was really interesting.
He was really good
to watch them. They really kind of were characters of their own, so that was kind of cool.
And the string section would jump up, and they would get into it. It was It was really neat.
Yeah.
Second half much better.
Second half, they kicked into the
Yeah.
big popular rock songs, and they really did it up. You got to see the orchestra was the most of the strings in the typical orchestra was on one side of the stage, and the horns and the more rock elements were on the other side. So the strings didn't have a lot to do for the first couple songs, and they got to enjoy the music and dance and get into it. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. I was disappointed couldn't see the drummer.
Yeah, the drummer
I like watching the drummer.
The drummer was in this little plexiglass containment. It was almost like, don't feed the drummer. There should have been a sign up. But they really hit the big songs, and I mean, they really went for the horns came alive, and the drummer came alive, and those songs were really well done.
Good.
They were
And
smart.
Terry went with us, so that was great.
Yep. So we had company on that.
And look,
Yeah, look at my shirt. I bought it at the same place Elvis used to buy his clothes.
pretty fancy.
Oh, look at your scarf.
We're doing it.
All right, so I hope they release this thing. Like they're going to end up down in Memphis for the anniversary, the 40th anniversary of his death, and I hope they record it and release it, because I'd love to see it again. And I don't know that it's touring around, but anyway, it was great.
Yep.
For a long-time Elvis fan like myself, like I said, I had some issues kind of letting go of my expectations and just going with it. But it was really a great experience and really fun to hear the music in a big open arena. So
Big sound.
big sound. So
Big band sound.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
So I hope you get a chance to see it. We had a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
thank you very much. We'll talk to you next time.
See ya.